Welcome to Tekidia Daily. I'm Dubisi Ekekwe. A conversation today we focus on that magic year Africa is going to have affordable broadband internet at parity. And it's also going to be the year we are predicting we start the era of immersive connectivity. You know, great things have always happened in our beautiful continent because we have actually these great entrepreneurs that when they come, they change the structure and the architecture of African economy. I called the 1990s basically the decade of banking. And that was the time some of the finest banking institutions in Africa, they were created. GTB, the old Standard Trust Bank, Diamond Bank, Zenith Bank in Nigeria. Then you move down to Kenya. You move just around the continent, of course, excluding Northern America and also in South Africa. But they saw opportunities and they went straight into them to figure out how they can deliver better services to their fellow citizens. They dislodged the old supported banking behemoths which governments had patronized across African capitals. So we move into 2000. That was the decade of voice telephony. Young people, great entrepreneurs. All of a sudden, they did what the world thought was not possible. They gave us mobile telephony. They leapfrogged us in the domain of communication. Then in 2010, we now saw that transitioning process from voice into data. And incrementally, they have systematically been doing all they could to bring down the cost of data. And I'm predicting in 2022 we are going to move into the decade of immersive connectivity. That is going to be a moment where data is just going to be very, very affordable. It's going to be affordable to the extent that you do not make decision because of how much money you are going to lose because you are going to be on internet. So we are going to be at parity with most parts of the world. We are going to enjoy internet. Of course, you still have to pay for it, but you are going to get value that it is not going to be a concern. you know so it's going to help agriculture, it's going to help transportation, logistics, e-commerce, healthcare, entertainment, finance, and all these industries that internet has been projected to drive and to anchor as we move into that knowledge economy, into digital economy. It's going to be huge because from IoT to our computational uh, big data analytics and all these things everyone is wishing will happen, data is going to be affordable to make it possible that anyone that really has interest can get it. It's going to be in 2022. And what is going on now that is driving our projection to actually believe that 2022 is going to be that key moment? If you see what the telcos are doing, the 4G is being rolled out across the continent, and that means that speed is going to come, at least in some of the major big cities in Africa, Lagos, Nairobi, and you just see Accra, Ghana. You see that we are going to systematically and incrementally move into faster ones. And the multinationals looking for more players in their ecosystems, looking for whom they are going to keep in their platforms. Because whether it's a man in New York City or a boy in Lagos, they are all going to use one IP to get into Facebook. They are all going to be counted as one specific user. So for these empires, what really counts is how are they going to bring more people into their platform. So Facebook is spending money on their balloons, Google is spending money on their fiber, Microsoft is doing all it can its own. We have all these different amalgam of how they want to connect more people into their platform. This is going to be a good thing, despite the fact that they may bias some of their decisions to favor them. But there's nothing wrong about it. It's business. But the people that will make the greatest impact are the satellite players. Intelsat has about around 22 satellites. In Africa now, he just opened an office in Kenya. He's no more sitting down there in South Africa. He now needs to get into the real deal, where there are people that are hungry for this data. And when you bring this satellite-driven broadband data, you are not just talking about the cities. You're not just talking about the terrestrial communication, which looks at density, which focuses on where the middle class basically are, where the rich guys are. Satellite communication, makes it possible that even the rural people across African villages can connect to the internet at a fair, decent price without any disadvantage because they are not living in cities. This is the deal, and this is what is going to drive the future of that immersive connectivity. I know Connect Africa has also opened offices, bringing its services across most African cities. The good thing is this: as these companies are entering, other players are coming in. And when all these other players are coming in, what is going to happen is that price will continue to crash and services are continually going to get better. This is one of the beautiful things you like about electronics. This is one of the good things about you like about this business, because you get better price and you also get better deal. But the people that will drive it the most, the last mile players, these are the guys, the businesses, the entrepreneurs that are taking all these things right into cities, right into communities, right into hubs, right into, they are giving people free Wi-Fi. If you can watch some, just watch advertisements like Kulik, Nigeria, Wi-Fi.com, and NG. These institutions are emerging across African cities. They are going to take this thing further into the communities. And as they do this thing, great things will happen. Service will improve, customer service. Because at the end of the day, this is really a commoditized product. What is going to differentiate one player from the other is really the level of service, the level of support, the level of customer experience. And this competition is what is going to make it possible. So we believe vividly that as data crashes, which is a very good thing, we are potentially going to go into parity with what you have in Western Europe and United States of America. And 2022 is going to be that time where you can surf and browse all you can at mostly fast rate. And just imagine what that means, people. Just have in your conceptualized mind that you could just get on the web without thinking about that you have a meter on your web. There won't be any need for somebody to ask you to install software to know how much broadband data you've consumed. That means we are going to unleash knowledge. We are going to unleash services. We are now going to bring our people to experience the real deal in internet. 2022. From our data, we have looked across the total trajectory. We see that is going to be that moment of convergence. You are watching Techidia Daily with Itubisi Ekekwe. Thank you.